hello. Welcome to our first Money Honey Weekend, or I think I'm calling it Rich Witch Weekend, moving from Wednesday to Friday. So we will see if anybody figures it out that we're here. Also, some crazy tech issues, changing browser, so stuff you don't need to know. So, we had our crazy, sexy midlife love radio show Wednesday. That's why I moved Rich Witch Wednesday to Rich Witch Weekend, because honestly, doing both on the same day was just too much for, my focus. And I'm really, really proud of this most recent episode, our fourth episode. I'm finally starting to see the show that I envisioned from the very beginning, which is focused on callers, focused on the audience. It's not about Devin and me. It's not about whatever guest is hawking their wares that day. Now, we will have guests eventually. It turns out my publicist is also Jonathan Gray's publicist. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and I've met him, and when he's got a new book coming out, I think he would be great for the radio show. But also, I want us to have a little more experience before then too. So yay, win there. Challenging is we're really getting close to the 1 year anniversary of my father's death, and I am just feeling it along with like everything going on in the world. It's just, all in this heartbreak together. So since I can't save all of humanity, I've been focusing on feeding feral cats in our backyard, and the occasional possum. And we are launching our very first baby hydroponic vegetable garden. So, focusing on life, really, cultivating life. So, hello. For those of you who don't know me, I am your host, Morgana Ray, your head witch. I have been a leading mentor and pioneer in coaching, relationship, and money for almost 30 years now. Best-selling author of Financial Alchemy, 12 Months of Magic and Manifestation. And I currently love to cultivate and support world-changing women leaders. So that's really what I've been focusing on. And I have a little bit of a rant. We'll see if we have any. I don't even really know if anybody can see us right now. But my rant is, oh yes, hello Susan. Susan has a question, so we'll save the rant for later. Susan writes, would love some guidance on how to transition from giving complimentary intuitive guidance readings. Have been practicing to hone my craft to charging for those sessions. Love it. Great question. So getting the experience, giving it away for free is a place that we all start. And the leap from free to charge is, I think, the biggest leap that there is. Because once you charge, then you keep growing your skill level and your confidence and your courage to charge more and deliver more value. So, how to transition? You need to stop giving away readings for free, would be where I would start, or you can put a limiter, like you can give 5 minutes for free, and then after that they can start to pay. And I've seen that done effectively. I've never done that, so I can't speak from my own personal experience. But what I can speak to is that leap from fee to fee. So let's start with some mindset stuff first, is that people value what they invest in. They value it more. They get more value out of it because they believe it more, they care more, they have skin in the game. So we want to shift your experience from the fear of taking something to feeling like Santa Claus by giving people the opportunity to invest in themselves. When you start, and there are lots of different points of view and experiences on this. I know a coach who would tell beginner coaches with no experience to start by charging $100,000 a year, because he did that. And if part of me is like, I don't want to hold anybody back. But I also, personal reaction was that felt out of integrity to me, because I always want to feel like, and I speak to the people who are like me, who we always want to feel like we're giving value, and making a positive impact. So instead of free readings, because you want to build relationship, you want to date before you get married, and I consider a client a marriage. So before you get married, ways that you can date. You can give readings as a guest on a radio show where you have a platform so that people can experience you vicariously reading other people. I think it's a great way to go. And the world is crazy full of metaphysical radio shows who want intuitive guests. So that would be a place to start. You could also do something like what I'm doing here, which is create your own platform where you are able to give limited readings, but in a public setting, which is very different than a private setting where it's really safe to go deep and detailed and give somebody, one person, your undivided attention for an extended period of time. But it's a way to give people tastes and experiences without giving away the most precious thing you have, which is your one-on-one time and focus. And by the way, one-on-one time and focus for those who are healers and coaches and any kind of service professional, that is the most valuable thing you have, because that is the least leveraged. And you can't get that time and that energy and that focus. You can't get that back. And you have the least of it. Time is really, honestly, the most valuable asset we have. So these are public ways to give demonstrations, and you can record them, and people can also listen to them on your website to taste you and audition you and check you out, and then they can apply. I really, being an introvert than I am, nobody would guess, because I love people, right? And you wouldn't know if you met me in person that I'm an introvert, but I'm an introvert. This is why, even before the pandemic, I was kind of hiding out in my house and doing things on the computer. So I know a lot of coaches teach having a strategy session, which is totally legitimate. My challenge with that, starting in 2007, when I started going on radio shows and offering strategy sessions, which is, by the way, how I hit six figures for the first time. And I hit those six figures in a 3-month period by giving strategy sessions. And then it went out of control, where I would do a brief interview and offer a free strategy session. And the idea of a strategy session is you see if it's a good fit and if the right strategy is working together, and you enroll a client. And that's the agenda of a strategy session, which, by the way, is why I don't really care for that term, because it can be confusing. People would show up for a strategy session thinking they were signing up for free coaching, which would exhaust me and burn me out because because coaching 200 or 300 people for free is insane and not my business model. But I would go on one interview and 200, 300 people would sign up for a strategy session thinking honestly that they were going to get a free coaching session. Now, anytime I do a strategy session, magical things happen, and because I can't really help myself. But I need to pre-qualify, and the reason I'm telling you this is because you want to pre-qualify. So people get to taste you. And I think, honestly, if you can be a guest on a radio show or a podcast or anything like that, that gives you like instant authority as a professional, and then people can go and they can either book a strategy session or apply. Let's make it really clean and simple. They can apply to work with you. Now, they can either book a time with you, which is honestly the easiest way to go. Pick a price point that stretches you and is enough that they care about. But the biggest to psych yourself out because you're just beginning. So I would say anything in like I don't know what your is, so I may be lowballing you right now. And if I am, just toss it aside. It's just a suggestion, but just for your very first charging experience, something between $50 and $100, not a penny less. And if you're comfortable charging more, charge more. But to make it really, really easy, no brainer, I would say something closer to 100. But if you have resistance, then 50, talk with your money honey, okay? Really, really, really talk with your money honey. I know you know what a money honey is because I know who you are. I don't think we've ever coached directly, but I have read your emails. So, Susan, go public, have people just sign up and pay. Don't apologize. If you've done some free ones and you've got some testimonials, use those, share success stories whenever you can. When you are ready to transition into higher price points that are more stretchy for you, like $1,000 or more, I think that's kind of the then you can take a look at having assessment sessions is what I like to call them. I like people to fill out an application that actually says application, so we're totally clear on the agenda of the call, and it's your opportunity to feel into whether this person is a good fit or not. So it's you, and that's really, really, really important because you don't want a client who's not going to be happy. It's not good for your business. It's not good for them. It's not going to make you happy. It's not going to make them happy. So you are auditioning them as much as they are auditioning you, probably more so because they've already heard you. So long roundabout unscripted response. Stop doing free one-on-one services. Just stop, go cold turkey. It's, you know, like as if you were getting off a drug. And if demonstrate in public settings. Put up a page today giving people a way to purchase an hour with you or however long your reading is directly. And the easiest way to start is with like a PayPal link or take Stripe. There are lots of really, really easy beginner ways to start taking money online, and then put them on your calendar as soon as you receive their payment. And I would say start with readings between $50 and $100. And as you get better and as you get more and more rave reviews, you will feel in your gut someday that ouch, I'm charging too little and I can't do that anymore. And that's when you raise your rate and you talk to your money honey about it. Okay? Thank you so much, Susan. We are at about 20 minutes. Don't know if we'll get another question because we're in a new time slot. And I am having trouble remembering what my rant was. So we'll save it for another time. Uh, let's see. Any announcements? Oh yeah. Okay, this actually ties in with my rant. I remembered what it is. I'm noticing a lot of people putting a lot of pressure that you have to act now. And I understand that. And there are times where you absolutely have to act now because an opportunity goes away. All those people who didn't go with me to Bali in past years, you know, now it's not available for unforeseen reasons. And we don't know how long that will last. I've actually scheduled my next Bali retreat, my Money Goddess retreat, for June next year, which is later than I usually do in the year, but that's a safe window. The earliest I imagine that it really will be safe and ready to go back. And if not, then we'll go in 2022 because we really can't tell yet. So there are times where, you know, if you don't act now, opportunity goes away. Oh, you're welcome, Susan. There was a mastermind that used to be offered for $20,000. And first I thought, oh my God, that's outrageous. How could she charge so much? And then I decided I wanted to do it, and I brought my checkbook, and the mastermind was $100,000. Because that's the cost of waiting and inaction. And then there's also, I think, sometimes the manipulation. Hello, Charlene. Hello, Jerry. There's the manipulation of you have to act now. And I'm seeing some of that going on. And there are people and friends of mine who are doing phenomenally well right now with the new circumstances. And there are people who are waiting to see what is coming out the other side. And I think both are super duper legitimate personal choices. The reason I was saying I have a rant is because my personal sense right now is trust your gut, go at your own pace. Don't let anybody convince or push you that now is the only moment. I think there are opportunities. I know that there are opportunities right now. I don't think that but there are also going to be opportunities next month. The world is changing, especially in the United States, so dramatically, so quickly, with especially our economy. And it's not going to be an instant quick recovery by any sense of like what we've ever seen in history. So trust yourself. That is, I think, that was my theme for 2020, intuitively, when I set my theme every year. This year's trust myself. Hello, Burmith. Type in a question, any question you can think of. We have about 10 more minutes. Type in a question if you've got one. But what I want to say is there's also going to be loads of opportunity, I think unimaginable in our life experience, opportunity on the other side of this. The rebuilding period is going to be huge and immense, and we're going to learn so much, and we're going to be making so many corrections, and there are going to be new industries and new adjustments. So the most important thing, really, truly, honestly, and I apologize if this is not as exciting as you wanted, but it's enough to stay alive. If you are feeling the impulse to act now, yay, then go with that. If you want help on how to really take advantage of what's going on right now, I do that. And I've been doing that I've been a mentor to many 6, 7, and 8-figure industry leaders, working on pivoting and perfecting their offer and their market and multiplying their money, especially women, iconic, world-changing women leaders in healing and coaching and farming and all sorts of, technology, entertainment, all sorts of stuff. If you have that drive now, this is a great time. If you don't, and you are in wait and see, trust that. Trust that too. Trust yourself. That is my big stump speech. Some of us are pregnant with what wants to come next. And so you may be feeling like you're not doing much, but so much is going on under the surface with processing, taking in the new information, which is changing all the time, and really working out how that fits in your life, your vision, your mission, your business. So more may be going on than you see. Stay healthy, stay safe, respect yourself and trust yourself. That is my big big message for today. And yay, Susan, for going from free to fee is a really, really exciting, powerful, life transforming moment. Um, Taking your gifts and allowing people to invest in themselves through you. By the way, something that I really have to say about intuition and all of my intuitives and my healers and you know that kind of whole genre of service professional, this is a great time for you. Super duper time for you. I noticed this in 2008. I'm noticing it now. All of my intuitive clients and friends are booked to the rafters because when you have a really valuable talent that nobody can get anywhere else, because nobody can get your psychic connection and that kind of personal experience, there's really no other you that they're going to get that from. And if they trust you and you are their spiritual guide, this is what people, especially when they're not trusting their government and they are really, and the world is scary and unfamiliar and unknown. People are wanting like bigger metaphysical answers, and it's a really, really great time for you. So hello, Sandra. So that wraps it up. We are now doing Rich Witch weekends instead of Rich Witch Wednesdays, so that Devin and I can do our Crazy Sexy Midlife Love bi-weekly radio show. This last show that we did, this last Wednesday, episode 4, I'm kind of walking on clouds. It is finally the show that I want. We had a ton of callers, and I think that's really when Devin and I are our best, and he knows and understands boy brains like I never will. So there's stuff that he brings that I can't, stuff I bring that he can't, and it's just fun to play off each other, and the feedback that we got has been spectacular. If you want to, I don't know if it's posted yet, if the replay is posted yet, it'll probably be posted sometime today, certainly by the time you listen to a replay of this. You can hear all of the episodes at bbsradio.com/crazy sexy midlife love. I will type that into the notes. And yeah, episode 4, that's the show that I want to create. And by the way, you know, Rich Witch Weekend tends to focus on money matters because that's how you know me. But if you have any love or relationship questions, dating during pandemic, what's it like to be trapped with the love of your life when it's not feeling so loving? You know, any kind of help you want, women or men, call into our Crazy Sexy Midlife Love radio show every other week on Wednesdays. Website bbsradio.com/crazy sexy midlife love. And that completes our show for today. Mwah. If you have a question, a burning question that comes to you between episodes of Rich Weekend, or you can't make it live, send it to askmorgana.com. Easy peasy. Askmorgana.com. All one word. And I will see you next week. Ciao.